One thing to keep in mind with a 1.8 aperture lens when you're filming video is that you can only have your shutter speed so high and your ISO so low. As you can see in this footage right here that I'm filming in my backyard, I have the camera set to f5.6 and the exposure looks pretty good. If we take a look behind the scenes, you can see that it's not that bright in the backyard in general, but there is the sun coming out on that shed over there, and overall it's not too bright. But if we go to f1.8 on the camera, and we're at ISO 100, which is our minimum ISO, and we're at 1/50th of a second because I'm filming at 24 frames per second, then the shot actually becomes way, way, way too bright. And you can see it's really blown out. Now, if I were to add myself into the frame, here's what that looks like. So I'm going to walk around to the front of the camera, and you can see that my skin tones are completely blown out. It is way too bright. So you have two ways to compensate for this. One, you can get an ND filter, so you can put that in front of your lens. You can actually just screw it on, and it will bring down the amount of light so that you can still use that f1.8 aperture outdoors. Or two, you can get a little bit less of a blurry background, but you can change your f-stop. So now I'm at f3.5, and you can see my skin tones look nice. The highlights in the background aren't too bright, and we have a nice exposure overall. So that's the one interesting piece that I want to mention, because a lot of people think that, oh, at f1.8, if you're filming video, you could just use it all the time. The truth is, you can't. Again, going to f1.8 here, you'll see that it is way, way, way too bright on my skin right now. My eyes and maybe my hair is the only thing that looks decently exposed, and the rest is just way too bright. So keep that in mind. If you're taking photos, of course, you can do f1.8. You can do a shutter speed as high as you want. Or if you're filming super slow motion, like 120 frames per second, then of course you're going to get way less light in the camera because your shutter speed is going to be higher, so that'll work. But for regular daytime filming, if you're going to do anything with even bright light indoors, if you're filming in a place that has a lot of windows, you want to make sure to get an ND filter so you can still film at f1.8.